Hi, this video demonstrates how to trace the outline of a board based on an image that you might pull off the web using the board off design tool. So the first thing is to grab your image, and here I've got a Cabrinus Spectrum and I've just put some crosshairs on it because that's going to make it easier to align that image with the in the draft outline space here. So just copy and paste it over here and move it roughly to the origin. So the idea is that we place this image in the background of the chart, so that, and then what we're going to do is just tweak the parameters, resize the image and then tweak the parameters so that we get the outline to line up with the picture. So the first thing I find it easy to do is take a copy of an existing template, one that looks roughly like the board outline, but that's not particularly important. But it's always just easier to start off with a close starting point rather than having to reinvent the parameters each time, and it also carry over foot spacings and stuff if you've got custom ones that you wanted there. So I've copied it over and just make sure that I'm displaying the correct one. So yes, I've got template 2 being displayed there. So the next thing is to rescale, or just stretch the image out so that you've got the right length and width. In fact, that's something I should have done first, is just to adjust the overall parameters of length and width for the actual board that we want to make. So it's going to be 420 and 1400. So that scales it to the right length and width. And the other thing I can see here is that there are concave tips. So there's a concave tip on the board that we had previously, so I'll just get rid of that by making it back to the regular convex. Right. So it's now just a bit of tweaking to try and get the right width and the length. And you can see that just changing it little bit by little bit, and there we go, we've got that roughly. But you can see now that even though I've got the width right, the length of it is a long way shy, and that's because the aspect ratio of the image can get distorted when you're modifying it in the image processing software. And the other thing is that the draft outline itself, the aspect ratio of that may not line up exactly with the image. But that's not really, none of that's an issue, because you can basically back out any of the aspect ratio distortion in this step here just by resizing things. Okay, so we've now got the length and the width pretty well spot on. So the next thing you can see, where are we? So it probably just needs to be a touch longer. So the next thing is to go through and start tweaking the parameters for each one of the sections to get the outline to line up. So the first thing I can see is that the tip is just a little bit short, not very far, but I'll just go down here and I might push that out to say 300, so that's just adding an extra 10 mil each side, and that's looking a little bit better. Now you can also see that on this side here the previous tip doesn't cut in quite as fast, so that means that the amount of the horizontal offset for this board is a little bit more, so just push it out to 10. See how we go. So that's looking a bit better. Oops. Try just one more mil just to get it visually looking pretty good. And you can see that that corner and the tip now is actually looking pretty damn good. So the only thing is that the mezzanine section now cuts in a little bit. So what I might do is just take this control point here and try and move it a little bit further up to there. So that is on the mezzanine section. We've got the Y point, the X value at 35 and the Y value at 48. So we want it to go to the right, so we're going to move this across to say 45. And you can see that it ducks in too far, and now we need to push it up, so we move the Y coordinate of that up and just keep pushing it up basically until we get a good outline. You can see that this is a real process of tweaking. What did I do there? I typed in the wrong parameter. There we go. And you can see that you can just now continue to tweak it until you get the outline that you wanted. It's quite a non-linear process, so be prepared to play around with this for quite a while.